Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your August 2025 reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ellena, and I have pre-shuffled your cards for this month. So let's jump right in and see what Spirit has to say. All right. Let's start off with this. Share your wisdom. Heal yourself now. There's a better option for you. Creative writing. Take time to write down your thoughts and feelings. Start a vision board. There's a story within you that needs to be expressed. And self-worth. You are worthy of love. Focus on your joys. Self-love, compassion, and understanding are much needed now. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see what comes through here. I don't know why I feel like a sense of relief when I'm reading this. I feel like you're Capricorn, I feel like you're getting to a point where you're starting to see that there is more to what it is that you're doing currently. I don't know if you're at a job or you're doing something that is not really fulfilling for you and you've been doing it for so long, or maybe you've had a lot of different types of jobs that are not fulfilling. It doesn't speak to the core of who you are, and yet you do it because you feel like that's just what you're supposed to do, or you need money, and you know, we all need to provide for ourselves. So, but I do feel like at this time, I feel like you're getting more serious about these things that you've always wanted to do, and you're getting more courageous in moving towards that, and that is a result of you working on understanding your worthiness and loving yourself enough to take that chance and that risk for yourself. When I see that there's a better option for you, I feel like it may not mean that your current career path is not fulfilling, or like a relationship or whatever. It's almost like it's okay, but it's not like full of passion. It's not full of like excitement or joy. And I just feel like that inner child in you is really needing that. And I think as the years progress, when you don't nurture your inner child, or you're not around people who fuel you, or you're not doing something that fuels you, I do feel like it eats away at you a little bit. It eats away at your self-worth and your creativity. And I think this card here is saying how important it is to seek like-minded people, or people who have experienced something that you've gone through, either in order to heal, or to seek people who are doing something that you want to do, so that, you know, they're inspiring you and you kind of watch how they do it, and then you can kind of move into that direction as well. There's something about that. I do feel like there's a lot of deep self-reflection here, so that you can kind of move forward. So you see onward and upward, let go of the past so you can be present and create the future you desire. Yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of healing that is required here. And even with this card, it can mean journaling. It can mean writing your thoughts and feelings down, Akashic record healing, seeking people that can heal you in many ways, or like show you ways to kind of heal yourself. Rather, it's like there's something really important there that you need. Freedom of soul expression. And I feel like this is kind of reversed when it came out. It says you may be holding back from expressing yourself out of fear of losing or upsetting someone around you, or I feel like you're just not expressing yourself in general. Like there's a story within you that needs to be expressed. There's something that you need to say. I'm not sure if you need to say it to certain people. Not sure if you need to say it to yourself. Like, what is it that you truly want, right? Are you okay with where it is that you are right now? Like, there's something here. And a lot of times too, like when people don't follow through with the things that they want to, it's like is it because you have an expectation that it's not going to work out? Or is it because everybody tells you it's not going to account to anything, or you're going to let people down, or you know what I mean? There's things where there's a lot of questions here. And I feel like the only way to really get down to why we do what we do, or the patterns that we have, is if we begin to write it down, or we begin to talk to people about it, or we seek people who have shared experiences, so that we can heal that, so that we can change a belief that no longer works for us, so that we can kind of move towards what it is that we want and what does work for us. Something really deep here. Spiritual practice. Yeah, I do feel like it's important for you guys to start meditating. I do feel like it's important for you to journal and to seek like-minded people. Reiki healers, light language, people, meditations, people who can assist in that type of opening your perspective, so that you can see things from different angles, so that you can begin to start expressing your truth and to kind of move forward from this stuck energy. I do feel like there's a lot of stuck energy here. Untapped inner power. Yeah, I do feel like you're not really being true to yourself. You're not really experiencing the life that you've dreamed for yourself. Maybe because you don't feel safe to do so. I'm not sure. Maybe you're in the wrong environment. I'm not sure. But I do feel like you're asking yourself, is it worth it for me to kind of stifle these gifts that I have in order to be amongst people that I'm around that have brought comfort to me? Or am I going to take that leap of faith and might piss some people off and just do what I want to do? Something like that in terms of your reading here. The blame game. Interesting. It's time to take ownership of the life you are creating. So, yeah, Capricorn, I do feel like you're getting down to the nitty-gritty. You're like asking yourself, what is it that you want? What it is that you don't want? But the blame game's kind of interesting too. It's like there's only so much we can do when we blame the circumstances that we have been in. Like some stuff that we've gone through, it can be unfair and unjust and really painful. And it's not fair. I'm not saying it's right. However, I do feel like there's something about looking at your experiences and trying to see what you've learned from it in order to kind of move forward and to kind of forgive the past or let go of hurts from your past, because that is kind of what's holding you back from speaking up and from living your life more authentically. There's something here where it's like there needs to be some sort of accountability in the way you're moving about in your experience here. And even if that means having some sort of self-awareness, saying like, you know what, that person might have done me wrong, that person might have done something I don't like. However, I'm going to move to something that I do like, and then taking that experience, that contrast, and making a decision to move forward. Whereas, some people might just sit, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying like, some people just sit through that victimhood mentality and they don't go anywhere. They just kind of continuously blame, that shouldn't have happened to me, that shouldn't have happened to me. Whereas there's some people that say, yes, that shouldn't have happened. However, I'm going to take what I've learned and then move forward. And I do feel like some people are just stuck in that space of non-forgiveness is what I'm picking up here. So you've got 3 clarifying cards. It says material and spiritual prosperity, recognition and reward, and then solar plexus chakra. It's interesting when I look at these images, I see someone who's looking down, defeated, not really in their power. And then I see someone who is looking through the lens of like the challenges that they face. They're standing in their power. They're seeing through the darkness. They're looking around and looking at the potentials of the things that could possibly happen, the good things that can happen into their lives. Whereas this one feels very stagnant and stuck by looking right at their feet and where they've been. You know, this person's too focused on where they've been. This person's focusing on what's the potential, what's out there, you know. So again, with this reading, I do feel like it's really up to you how you take this, because I feel like we all have free will, and we can choose to get out of the rut that we're in, but we have to learn to forgive. We have to learn to forgive ourselves and other people and the situation, and to kind of release that, and also keep our hearts open, to not be in fear, and to kind of be open to meeting more people. Maybe, you know, in the past people have been not kind to you. I do feel like, you know, this person feels like everybody's not kind, so they're not really thinking about expanding their social circle. This person here, I feel like, oh, I met some really bad people in the past, but I'm open to new things. I believe that there are good people out there. There's something here about that in terms of choices to be made. Whether you're going to move onward and upward and be true to yourself, and unleash your potential, or to be stuck in that blame game, where nothing really shifts. So the choice is up to you, Capricorn, but Spirit is kind of nudging you to really kind of take note of what it is that you truly want, and to move accordingly. So thanks again for tuning in. If this reading resonated with you, feel free to like, subscribe, and share. That really helps my channel. And thank you so much, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.